Nancy, Leona, Maxine. Hello, Leah. I see y'all coming in. Natasha. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Rhonda West. She's sponsoring her watch party. Beautiful. That's why I like this audience that I've been graced with, because I don't have to say share to your viewers, share to your followers, share to your fans. Y'all know what's good and you just go ahead and share. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me see who's out here in Periscope land. Make sure everybody's acting up correctly. And then we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Periscope, are you working? Periscope look like it's working. And there's 12 in there. I see Ebony. I see my, Integrity Force. Strength 531. I see Anna. Hello, Ebony Edwards 1. Good evening, everyone. So good to see you. I don't know why they're only letting me see 3 people here. Eagle Vision's coming in on Periscope. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see CW on Facebook. Lisa, thank you. Welcome all. Carmen, Sharita, welcome. I see y'all coming in tonight. I think I seen Reverend Jerry. Awesome. Hope everything's up and running well. We've got a lot that we want to do tonight. Good evening, Eagle Vision. Glory 888. I see you on Periscope. Thank you. And I'm just going to check YouTube viewers our way. Welcome to everyone that was able to get on tonight. So good to see you. Have you had time to get into your lessons and your homework? How y'all doing? How's the lessons and the homework working out? Somebody asked me, why you make sure you get all dressed and brush your hair? They tease me because I even put perfume on like anybody could smell. It's just the way you raised, you know. I was raised with a lot of the old-fashioned ways, and you just don't do things just a certain way. I commend this generation who's a lot freer, and they can any way they want to. Somebody may have to see your underclothes. You know, that's just the way I was raised. But this generation, they have a freedom, I guess, that we just did not have. And, of course, not all of them we want anyway. So good to see y'all coming in. All right. Things are a little slow. I don't know what's going on in here, but I wanted to check on YouTube. Hopefully YouTube is up. It goes with Facebook, so they should both be up. Started. There's a lot of great things going on. I picked 4 last night, so I can't find my winning rag today. So I'll have to call it maybe to the end of the broadcast, because I don't know if they straightened up in here and moved things around on me or what. If Kiosha was here, she would have found it in 2 seconds. But I'll wait till Peyton or Bernard come around, and then we can get started. But I hope that you're on all right. Hope that YouTube is on okay. Everybody looks really good on Periscope. So good to see a few of you. Quenisha, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Montre, very good. Awesome. Sound and optics are good. Thank you. That's our check right there. That's all we needed. Beautiful. No echoes, none of that nonsense going on tonight. All right. So I'll have to do the winning after, because I don't know where my little bag with names are. But I'll wait till Bernard or Peyton is around, and we'll find that. All righty, so welcome on. This is a 30-day journey into the soul where self matters. And we're coming from a book. Pretty much we've stuck to the book, but I like to give out a template. Self Matters by Dr. Phil McGraw also has the companion. I do recommend both of them. I do want to remind everyone that this is not something that should be, this isn't something that should end at the end of these 30 days. You got to work it. So I'm putting together some very numbers so that maybe a few of y'all who want to stick with an accountability partner, to have a coach to work with you, that we can work together and continue this journey. We can continue, working on the remainder of your defining moments. We can continue working on your critical choices, your pivotal people. We can continue doing this even after the 30 days because as you continually hear me say, that this is life work and it's not going to all come together in 30 days. It's just not possible. It took you how many years to get into what it is that you've gotten into? There's no way you're going to get out of it in 30 days. So that's probably the worst news that you are going to hear regarding this. Outside of that, we are doing great things. We're making great stride, great momentum. I can't wait to start over again and really begin to put in the curriculum so that we can make this thing happen and make this thing work. All right, good. I'm seeing YouTube now. YouTube looks good. Well, it's 9:15 and I really want to get started. I need every minute that I can get. Good. I've been sharing. Thank you very much. Let me just make this comment. I'm really trying to get my YouTube page up. And unfortunately, this is the way the marketplace industry works. In order for you to, get clearer technology and more exposure and all this other stuff that they give you. So if you're on here and you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, may I ask that you please do that. It is free. It would help me with video, forget what they call it, video analytics and all this technical stuff that I'm just not even going to go into tonight. But if you have not subscribed to my YouTube page, can you go? If we can get 10 people to subscribe tonight, we'll hit an even 300. This is what we've earned just from this broadcast. It would be a great blessing to me if we can get 10 more y'all to go onto YouTube and just subscribe. And therefore, every time a video or any kind of message is uploaded, you will be the first one to know about it. It will send a notification strictly to your phone, because there are times when I'm traveling that I will only be able to get on to YouTube or my website, where I will only broadcast there. I will not broadcast on Periscope or Facebook, because most of the events that I'm invited to are tickets. They're ticketed events. So I cannot offer a ticketed event free. That's telling people if you stay home, you can watch it for free, though we all know nothing is any good, especially when it's not in person. However, people will opt for that. If you can't afford it, that's a different thing. We always make arrangements for those. But facilities are rented, and meals are paid out, and cooks and chefs and hosts are paid. So when we take things to the marketplace, expenses and fees are involved. So when I go out, like in February, I'm in North Carolina, South Carolina, taking Soul Detox on the road again. People are waking up to this and are in high demand. These places are going to ticket the events because of the costs that are involved. So in order to do that, I have an agreement with them to share it only with my subscribed audience, only the fan base that actually works with me and sticks with me. So please subscribe to the website. That should be said and done already. You are first up to get any type of mailings or giveaways or information, any assessments. Sometimes I send out assessments, audit reports, self-audit reports and assessments and such. You're the first to get it. And there's a lot going on that I can do with y'all in a one-on-one that I can't really open up and expose to a public audience that's owned by Google and whatnot. So again, please subscribe to the website and please, if you will, please subscribe to YouTube tonight. If I can just get 10 people to subscribe tonight, we can hit a 300 mark of viewers just for this here 30-day lesson. And it would be such an earned reward for me to know that I've actually achieved something for putting out this time. We burnt a lot of meals during these 30 days. My husband has the patience of Job, just trying to do so many things tonight because he's doing his homework, trying to help Peyton because she's working on her project, trying to cook dinner at the same time trying to get this lesson together. So we've spent a lot of nights trying to eat around some burnt meals. But to God be the glory who causes us to triumph. There's no complaint here. It just would be a personal reward if y'all would do something as material, foolish, as that. It would just make a big difference for me. So I appreciate it. I thank you for Elia. She said she's been sharing and she's working on it. It took us lots of years to get this messed up. Only my girl Cheryl would say that. And Elia just said she subscribed. So thank you very much. If y'all don't mind going on and subscribe, it would be a blessing. God bless you all for hearing me out on that. We'll do the drawing to the end. Subscribe. Very good. Thank you. I also am going to have some type of, I'm not sure how I'm going to work it yet, but some type of campaign maybe where if everyone can get a certain amount of subscribers to subscribe on, there's going to be some kind of reward or something with that. I think it may be even a monetary reward. I'm not sure how it all works, but once they explain it to me, then I will be explaining it to y'all. So again, thank you very, very much for coming on tonight. You know why we're here. We're here to a journey to self, where we're working from trying to of Self Matters, Dr. Phil McGraw, who we have completely underestimated on his teaching and his material. I mean, I knew that he had a psychology degree, but I did not know that his stuff was as good as this. I mean, I'm blown away. And, let me show you what was on my mind today. When I was reading his book, I'm like, you know what? You see this book, right? And we see the size of it. Let me get it so this camera can get it. You see the size of this? It's not too bad. I think it's probably about 300 pages of, of actual work. The rest is an epilogue and all that he has in here. But I think it's about 300 pages. But when you get into the grits, the nits and cranny of this book right here, I'm telling you, this book is probably encyclopedia size. I feel like this is really the real size of this book. Does anybody agree with me? It is definitely not the size that it appears to be. This is one of the books to me. This is what I see when I begin to crack this treasure chest open and get through it. So it's been heavy for us. I've heard a lot of reports today. I heard from some of my daughters in my ministry admitting that they have not gotten back on because they started going into this regret and regression and kicking themselves and down on themselves, and I had to give a nice correction, and some I had to give an absolute rebuke to. Thank you, Biggs. I had to give an absolute rebuke to, because how can you get better and not be in regret next year or regression next year if you don't face the consequences of your life? You cannot be healed from that which you do not acknowledge. You cannot conquer from that which you do not confront. So I had to give a little rebuke and a little chastisement of correction to a couple of daughters in the ministry because, time out for that. Then I had a few lovely people, meant well, great heart, apologized to me, saying, I'm sorry, I haven't been on. I just felt like it was just overwhelming for me and I just wasn't positioned and I wasn't ready for it. So let me make this clear. And I think this is going to be very clear to everyone who's on here listening. You honestly do not owe me an apology. I thank you for the honor. I thank you for just the thought that you want. Thank you for all of that. But let me make something clear to you. Because what we're dealing with is self, authenticity, self matters. Who you really need to apologize to, whom the apology is really owed to, is yourself. Because again, you are cheating yourself and you are allowing yourself to go without nutrients, to go without meat, to go without information, data, healing, deliverance, resources. What really are hurting is yourself. You're really not hurting me. You are hurting yourself. So when you apologize, just think about it. Because we opened up talking about this in the first chapter. Who really is getting let down by you not coming on and logging on here? You're hurting yourself. So man up. I said that to Peyton today. She said, but I'm not a man. Put on your big girl ones. Tighten up your collar. And let's get ready to do the work that is necessary for us to be the greatest version of us that we can be on this earth. greater work shall we do. Amen. Well, let me read this to you because I also had a few conversations with people today who were also very burdened. They are dealing with the physiological sides to detoxing, the physiological sides of medicating, the physiological sides of facing all of these ghosts that have been hiding in the closet, all of the suppressed feelings and denials and transparencies and doubts and vulnerabilities and guilt has been tucked away for so long that people are surprised that when you begin to face just one of them, that there is a physiological affect in your body. And I wanted to write down what I read about that today. I hope I wrote it somewhere close, but probably not. I have so much going on here. But there are going to be some aspects in which your body is going to bug out a little bit. We talked about this. Some of y'all need to hashtag replay. Physiological, let me explain it to you, is relating to biology, relating to the way in which a living or bodily part functions. That's the physiological side to your psychological side. Let me finish. For example, to slow down your body's physiological response to anger is by deep breathing. So anger is an action or a manifestation. Breathing is a prescription or a technique that some recommend. And then the response to that is the physiological organisms of your body coming under subjection to the order that you have now put in it. Please understand and don't take it lightly that you are going to deliverance every single night. Every single question is geared at your healing and your deliverance. Confrontation of yourself is healing and deliverance. You're going to puke, you're going to vomit, you're going to have things going on from a couple of your orifices, and you may feel very withdrawalish. And that's a good thing. That means we are doing our job. Do not cut off the detox in the middle to go back and self-medicate yourself with a poison that you've been medicating yourself with all the time called lies and denial. Absolutely. I'm agreeing with you. I'm reading your comments here on Periscope. Physiological. You are going to feel these things because they are real. But let me read this to you and then we'll get into our lesson for tonight. If you have honestly and thoroughly applied yourself to the exercises in this broadcast and in this book, then by now you know a great deal of history about yourself. Let me tell you how much history I forgot about. I know a lot more about myself now. I know some things that I didn't know about myself. By completing an inventory of the external factors, moments, choices, and people that have profoundly affected who you are today, you've taken some huge steps forward in understanding your own self-concept. But I will also acknowledge that at this point, you may be reeling. You may be in pain. In fact, it would be strange. Do you hear me? It would be strange. It would be a strange thing if you had completed this far, this much of the lesson of your external factors and felt nothing at all in your body. That's because as you revisited your defining moments, critical choices, and pivotal people, you were almost certainly coming face to face with a number of the sources of the pain you have in your life right now. Did y'all hear that? Let me see what we got going on out here for conversation, if anything. Did y'all hear that? That is deep. In other words, you are confronting a major enemy, self-administering the poison in your life. Absolutely. Come on, Facebook. Where you at? Lies and denial. That's right, Gwen F. Douglas. Lies and denial, D. Davis. The headaches have been at an all-time high. That's right, Hope, because you're doing the work. Deep breathing. Yes, it is. I want to be the greatest version of me. The physiological side effects of detox, and we're going through this. You know, some of us don't believe in healing and deliverance even in the spiritual, the supernatural realm in church, but it's real. It's just that we were always taught the Hollywood version. It was always going to be this wild ride and things were going to always be crazy, but that's not always how it is, gang. It's just not how it is always. Amen. So you are going to just reading this little bit of to you because I want to give you a little therapy as we continue on. But be encouraged. You have found the bottom. Here comes the power. By that I mean that your external factors are what they are. They're over. They're done. You can't change history, but you can change your responses to those external factors. You can change what you do in response to your history. What you're about to learn about your internal factors will give you the power to create those changes. Be encouraged. Since it is a law of life that you cannot change what you do not acknowledge, it is important that you learn exactly, precisely what your current concept of self is made up of and what you are doing to either contribute to or contaminate that concept every day, all day. Just as you have examined your external factors that have impacted your concept of self, now it's time to do a detailed audit on your internal factors. That is, how you have reacted internally to these key events. That's where the physiological aspects come in, as well as how you tend to approach the world generally. As I've said, you respond not to what happens in the world, but instead to your interpretations of it. Those interpretations, your perceptions, and reactions are the stimuli that you actually respond to as opposed to what events have actually taken place in your life. Those interpretations take many different forms, and I want you to be encouraged because that's what we're dealing with, and this is where you are, and this is why you're feeling what you're feeling. It's true. You're not nuts. You're not going crazy. These things are really happening physiologically. Anger comes and outbursts come. There's an antidote to it. We have prayer. We're believers. We have scripture. We can ask others to pray for us. We have a prayer line at our ministry. It's open all day on Tuesdays, 860-296-2323 or 2325. 860-296-2323 or 2325. Call in and get prayer. Tell them you're going through the detox and your body's wigging out. You're having symptoms and you're convulsing and you just want to bring this detox to a decent Fahrenheit where you're not feeling so much of the shaking and the trembling of what's really going on in your body. You are facing monkeys. You are facing fear that's been hiding out in your life for a long time. You have to expect, if this stuff is for real that we're doing every night for 30 days, you have to expect these changes in your body. This is for real stuff, guys. And if you are feeling a response, glory to God. But you don't have to go through it alone. And you can email. I want to talk to you. I'm going to start the lesson. Let me read this email. And then here we go. Thank you, Apostle. I'm so appreciative of the documents I can print out and work on, checking the website and on the blog and getting your assessments and your audit reports and doing all this work and reading my book. I must say, what comes to mind for me daily is the fact that I have confronted the ways that I have cheated myself from being my authentic self. I'm grateful for this opportunity to truly learn about myself, change the things that need to be changed, keep the things I love, and live being authentically me. Glory to God. Bless that delegate for sending in her report. All right, so tonight we're on the challenge. We're on the challenge. Thank you, Ebony. I see she's putting up the phone number for our prayer line, and I see Minister Lisa and Pastor prayer line. You do not have to give your name. You don't have to tell them any information about you, or you can so that they can pray specifically for you, or they can depend on and rely on the Holy Spirit to give you what God is saying as well. So tonight we're on page 138, I believe, the challenge. The challenge. As with the written exercises you have done previously, you are about to do some recollecting, some recalling. Remember what that means. You are recalling first an incident and second a result. First an incident and second a result. In this case, the incident you should focus on is the particular choice that you made at any given time in your life. The result, the set of consequences that follow that choice, will be what lifts the decision to the status of critical choice. Did you hear that? While we're going down memory lane, we talked about why we would go down memory lane, that it's not always recommended to go down memory lane. We spent a few pages in chapter 2 on that. When you go down memory lane, it's only for the fact of recollecting so that you can bring these monsters to the forefront and shine a light on these ghosts and get them out of your life once and for all. So the purpose is to bring first the incident that happened and second the result. What was the result of that incident? Also remember that choosing not to act is itself a choice. That means that in taking stock of your critical life choices, you must keep a lookout for moments when a choice was called for you to act. See, I haven't done that part yet. How about y'all? Has anyone on here done that yet? I haven't done that part yet. I've been going down and saying, why I chose to keep my son at 17, why I chose to have an abortion, why I chose to drop out of school, why did I choose to go back to school, why did I choose to stop going to college, why did I choose to marry, why did I choose to divorce, why did I choose, I'm going down. But I have not yet thought about where is it that I have passively sat by and not made choices in my life. That's probably going to be the part that's really going to be like the boom in our life. Where is it that I made no choice and it really cost me something? Or maybe it was a blessing that I did it. Sometimes things can work out. Let's go. But you must keep a lookout for moments when a choice was called for and you chose not to act. As an example, a woman who tragically was molested as a child might need to acknowledge that she made a choice to conceal that fact. She chose not to, or he chose not to. The author is using she. Because that choice may have prolonged your pain, because it has so clearly affected your present self-concept, you've got to acknowledge it. I'm not saying punish yourself for it, and I'm not saying that to do other than be silent would have been an easy choice. I am saying that, easy or hard, it was a critical choice. So you must identify it. You cannot change what you don't acknowledge. Deciding not to end a harmful relationship or try for a scholarship or ask for a raise. I remember I would be so petrified to ask for a raise. I would get so upset at my boss. They know it's my time. Why they got me 3 months at my desk? At night I'm bugging out. I got 20 people I'm talking to at different times asking me how to do it. I'm getting to work and I'm planning the moments to go to the door and I still won't go to the door. I couldn't stand that part of my life when I didn't know my value and was afraid to ask for a raise, and they would say no, and then I would probably have to leave and didn't have enough faith because of the fear. Remember the fear that went all the way back to me being pushed in the water? Or try for a scholarship or ask for a raise are the kinds of choices to bring out into the open. Not acting is a choice that you need to own. Another reminder, your critical choices may certainly include positive decisions, moments whose consequences have affirmed or inspired you and which continue to give you satisfaction today. These are the decisions about which you say, had to do it over again, I would do it exactly that way. We want to see those as well. So what are the 7 choices that have most profoundly shaped your outlook on life? What is it? Let the following questions help you recollect. As in previous exercises, I have grouped all the questions into life stages, age brackets, so the answers will be easier to remember. Likewise, I have set out some categories for you to consider as you reflect on your decisions during each period of your life. However, treat these age brackets and categories as suggestions only, not requirements. I assure you that, like defining moments, your critical choices are not age specific, nor are they limited to one area of your life. They are ripple effects. Continue through your life regardless of when they occur, what area. Again, it is time to recommend using your private journal. Find a quiet spot that affords you some privacy, a comfortable place to sit, and some uninterrupted time to do the following. Here are the life dimensions or categories that I invite you to consider. Again, do not feel that you must restrict yourself to this list or that you must identify at least one critical choice in each dimension. Instead, simply let this list stimulate, get the oil flowing, some ideas for you to write. Your critical choices may have occurred in the following areas or in others. Critical choices: personal life, physical life, professional life, family, education, spiritual life, social life, and relationships. Your critical choices may have occurred in the following areas. This is the thing, because a couple people I spoke with said they are like froze. They are on like lockdown. Every single memory has been vaulted and gated. And one person mentioned to me today that the safe code to get into the recesses of their memories must have been changed, because things that they talk about, testimonies that they have given, they do not even have access to that memory right now. They have gone into such fear that their mind has psychologically shut them out of the recesses of those memories, those particular memories. So this is to help trigger those. These are the areas where critical choices may have occurred: personal life, professional life, physical life, family, education, spiritual fulfillment, social life, and relationships. It may also be helpful to take a look back at the material you wrote for the exercises concerning your defining moments, since some of those defining moments may be directly linked to your critical choices. As an example, you may recall my mom's decision to move into our home not long after the death of her dad. First, there was her defining moment, the death of my father, and then second, her critical choice to move in with us. The same formula may hold true for you too. Let your defining moments lead you as appropriate to your critical choices. There may be some complete overlap as well. I had a caller today ask me, is it possible that some of my defining moments can also be my critical choices? Yes. I answered her, yes, absolutely. In other words, a critical choice may have turned out to be a defining moment. So let's break down our age brackets. Ages 1 to 5. Write them on your journal. Give it a blank page for each one. Ages 6 to 12. Ages 13 to 20. Ages 21 through 38. Ages 39 to 55. Ages 56 and beyond. For each age bracket listed above, do the following exercise. Consider, was this age bracket one in which I made a critical choice? So, number one, what was the choice? Write a sentence that describes it. An example, when I was 18, I chose to get married and go to work. That may be a critical choice for you. Number two, why did I make it? Write a paragraph that explains what prompted you to make a choice. Identify as many factors as you can recall. Feel free to use the list of needs set out earlier in this chapter. As an example, this paragraph might start out with something like, I thought blank, 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 blank. I thought I was in love. I had never done particularly well in school, and my family didn't have much money, so college just looked like an option to me then. That's where your paragraph may start out. That was why did you make that decision? There's always a reason why. Working at a real good security. I got big self-esteem from being able to buy a new pickup truck. move into my own apartment. I like being liked by the supervisor and envied and admired by high school friends. Remember those? Those are the motivating factors behind all the critical choices. Number 3, what alternatives did you give up by making this choice? Write a paragraph that describes what the cost of the choice was. An example, by going straight to work, I was choosing not to go to college. By getting married, I was giving up the opportunity to date other people, and so on. Obviously, there may be a certain amount of speculation involved here, but do the best you can to examine what might have been had you not made the choice you did. These will be posted tonight in an email to all of the subscribers as well. Number 4, where were you in terms of your self-concept immediately before this choice, and what was your self-concept after? In other words, if the critical choice affects how different in your self-esteem before and after that critical choice. What aspect or dimension of your self-concept was involved in or was affected by that choice? Write those observations here under number 4. Maybe the critical choice had an impact on your sense of self-control, your anxiety, ambition, pride, or fear. Whatever dimension was affected, name it in writing. Just as moments, think of these as before and after snapshots of one element of your self-concept, this time with respect to a critical choice. Number 5, write a paragraph. Come on, guys, stick with me. Don't give up. Write a paragraph to describe the long-term residual effect of your critical choice. There is a long-term residual, ongoing effect from that critical choice. That's why we have to write it out. How was this critical choice affected? How has this critical choice affected you long-term? Again, what you are looking for here are aspects about yourself that have developed as a direct consequence of that event. Your paragraph might begin, as a result of this critical choice to get married and go to work, I believe that I expected everything to come easy to me after that, and blah, blah, blah. Number 6, write down how and why you think the critical choice either clarified or distorted your authentic self. The task here is to determine whether the choice led you away from your authentic self or closer. Did it contribute to your joy, your peace, or satisfaction? Or as a consequence of that choice, did you give up some of those things? What did you learn about yourself as a result of that choice? Write a short paragraph of explanation here for number 6. Number 7, I think this is the last one. Review your interpretation of and reaction to the critical choice. Decide whether or not you believe your interpretation was an accurate or an inaccurate one. We talked about this. As you did with your defining moments, test your reactions to your critical choice using the benefit of time, objectivity, maturity, and experience. It may be that a critical choice for which you have regularly blamed yourself has been distorted in your perception into something it was not. Your paragraph should answer, has my interpretation of this critical choice been, have I exaggerated or distorted it in some way? I'm going to break for a second. I want to read some comments, make sure I didn't lose you guys. Are you good? It's amazing how the body reacts to changes just to protect. Absolutely. You are dead on. Thank you very much for that, Pam. And let's see what we got going over here. Periscope, how you doing? You're all a little quiet. I've seen a lot of comments, but you fell off a little bit, but I understand. I understand. Facebook, these are the doctors over here. They're always writing. Okay, perfect. Somebody has written all 7 of these out. Beautiful. Critical choice could be a defining moment. Yep, awesome. Very good. All right, doesn't sound like you guys are having any issues there. Let me read this last closing part, and then I'm just going to drop a little nugget in on it. At this point, you should have completed one set of 7 exercises for each one of the age brackets discussed. Now go back, take another look at those age brackets and decide which bracket you want to address next. As you have just done, ask yourself, was this a period in my life when I made a critical choice? If so, even if you just think the answer may be yes, let me encourage you to get going with question 1 again and work your way through all 7 questions for each of your critical choices. You will have completed your homework when you have conducted the self-audit for a total of 7 critical choices. Pretty deep, huh? Pretty deep. Well, we finished chapter 5, thank God, because we are now on Monday the 21st. We're on our 20th day. We have 10 full days left, and we still have 5 chapters left. So that means there's going to be a couple we're not going to get to, or I'm going to take the meatiest pieces of it out of each chapter so that we can complete the book, and then let's get some private coaching and whatnot working, or just take your replays, 1 video a week. You'll have 30 videos. That's 30 weeks. That will get you through a good part of this year, and you should be able to get a lot of your work done. Let me just recap a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about that was so good in this chapter for me. 7 critical choices with motivating factors. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Is anybody still working that out? Is anyone else still working that out? The 7 critical choices. I'm still on defining moments. And so, you know, I have mine written out on cards. I'm an index card girl. So I have list my 10 defining moments here. And I have 1 listed so far under the and whatnot. And I'll have 1 underneath that. And then I'll go ahead and I'll compare it to the self-audit. And I'm going to keep working it. So I'll keep those over to the side so I can keep my stuff in compartments. I was told I'm compartmentalizing in my thinking. And now I'm working on my critical choices. And I have 9 critical choices. Even though we sing 7 critical choices, I have 9 already. And I still have not touched, I believe, up until the last 7 to 10 years of my life. And I'm at 9. So I'm definitely doing my work as well. But I want to read this to you. This is my 9 here that I don't want to read to you yet. To get more healing from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet on this, because this is just taking us too deep. So we have our 7 critical choices with our motivating factors. And one of the factors from last night we talked about was survival. And that means that what motivated you in a particular choice was your need to feel surviving, that you could survive it. This was attacking your survival. And that's why you made the choice. 7 critical choices, motivating factor number 2 was security. And that means that something emotional and physical was needed by an acceptance. There was a need to feel as though you were belonging to something. And that's why you made that choice, for the need of feeling secure. We talked about self-esteem. And these motivating factors are always based on decisions by a need to be building up how you feel. Then you have the one on love. If you were not convinced that you are loved, you will always spend a lifetime searching for it. And these have really taken hold of a lot of our lives and helped us, enforce us, motivate us to make a lot of the choices that we have made because of our desire to be loved, because we were never convinced that we were. Wow, I was talking to a couple of young ladies the other night about this, and pretty much found out that most of the guys that she was dating was security type guys. Security guys. They weren't too much this, they weren't too much that, they weren't too much, over the top, and they were a little less maybe in pursuits and motivation that she was. But we got down to the nitty gritty that the reason she was going for these type of guys was the need to be loved. She forgot about survival. She forgot about security. Her survival became her need to be loved, because she never felt as though she had been loved all her life. Now remember, it doesn't mean that you haven't. Your parents may argue you down with proof, facts, and evidence in front of a jury. But if you were never convinced that you were loved, you were always going to spend a life in pursuit of that. And then we had self-expression, which is a need to be Decisions based by a need to be driven by a need to be. That's it. Oh my God, if that one doesn't cause a lot of rebellion in teenagers. And then there's the one of self-expression. There's the one of intellectual fulfillment. And this is a consuming search for answers. This is a pivotal time for people because this is when people will get involved with cults. They will get involved with narcissists. They will get involved in so many things because of their pursuit for answers. You know, that's why all these religions are formed. People are in pursuit for answers. And when they don't feel they're getting the answers from the church, they will make up their own concept. They'll make up their own doctrine. They'll start clinging to other options and choices. It's to whatever one can make the most sense to them. No supernatural, no Holy Spirit, but this religion I follow because they dot their I's and cross their T's. So what do you need a God for? I mean, these things get you into a lot of trouble like that. And then the last one is your spiritual fulfillment, where this can motivate some of your choices in life because you order everything in your life around your decision for spiritual fulfillment. We don't like the word balance, but we'll talk about that at another time, I guess, huh? All right, let me read this to you. Motivating factors are why you chose some of the things you chose, things you could have chosen. Important, very important to know that you have the power and should use the power to make your own decisions and to understand their consequences. Fear will also cause you to avoid making decisions. And for people who have a motivating factor of fear, which usually would work in survival, what we found out is they are more likely to join gangs, cults, psychic hotlines, spirit mediums, and military, dreading to leave the military because they have this ongoing need to have someone else make choices for them because they have never been taught in a sound mind how to make decisions and choices, how to make a decision or choice when you fail and how to survive it, and how to make decisions and choices when you win and how to survive that. And when you are not teaching your children or you have not been taught yourself how to make sound decisions and choices, we were given an example last night of Helen, who when she became of an adult age of 18 or whatever it was for her, that she take peer pressure. She did not know how to turn down options that were out there or how to make proper choices. Unfortunately, a true story, she ended up on drugs and ended up dying by the age of 29 because she could not fulfill the life her mom had chosen for her. That was really her mom's way of living an experienced life vicariously through her daughter. Had cost her daughter her life. Unbelievable. So the challenge is to take ownership. We're taking ownership of our decision making. You cannot change what you do not confront. Write out your choices and distinguish one from another. We're taught that we have to get real. We have to get honest. No victim thinking. What life influences we have made through the choices and decisions we chose. You got to get real on it. And you're jumping in here late and you're, what are they talking about? This stuff sounds so crazy. But we all know from beginning to end, this has picked us apart from every piece of us that we thought was good, every piece of us that we thought was hidden, every part of us that was so dressed up with our labels and our hair and our gifts and our callings and our titles and our collars, to find out that underneath all of that, there was someone who wasn't as authentic as the label that they were wearing on their body. And we know it's true. God bless you as well. And in our lesson tonight, with recollection time, we have to remember first the incident, which is what was our choice, and second, the result. And the result is the set of consequences that followed our particular choice. Don't forget to write down positive ones. Also, remember, choosing not to act is a choice. We have to find those as well. I want you to spend some time finding out the areas in your life where you were supposed to choose and you did not. And that's going to be my task for tonight. And then I'm probably going to catch up in the morning with the lesson that we went through tonight. And that was the self-audit. And that was weighing all of our choices by those 7 steps that I have read. And I will email them out to all the subscribers. Make sure you're a subscriber. And basing all of those that have occurred. And some of the triggers that Dr. Phil gave us in this particular segment was talking about our personal life, physical life, professional life, family, education, spiritual fulfillment, social life, and relationships. So I'll get that out to you so you're not confused. Continue doing the work. Do not stop. Do not stop. Don't be so over the top and stressed out that you can't finish. Listen, I've got a couple of girls that sat in this office with me, and one of them has gone back to Arizona. She's in the military, and she has offered her services to us. Thank God. She has offered her services to us. There's a few people that said, I'm just on the authenticity and the litmus assessment, and I can't understand it. Do you have a minute to help me? I honestly don't. Trust me. But I have young women that have been in this office with me that have gone through it with me. They can take you through an assessment. They can take you through a litmus test. You do not need me for that. Save me to give you the meat and the coaching after this is done to get you where you need to be. So don't worry and panic or have any fears about, well, who am I going to be talking to? What is my business? They're not going to know your business. They're going to count how many in column 1, how many in column 2, 3, and 4. Then they're going to help you add up how many words that you circled in your present situation, how many words you circled in your potential situation, and then the sentences that you wrote in your litmus. So they're just doing the mathematical things. Get the help. I'm offering you help. Our phone number is 860-222-9884. 860-222-9884. And you call in and they can help you. I would prefer that you email. Then we can email you back with the time that they're able to call you. One of the young ladies that's helping me, like I said, is in Arizona. She said she's on mountain time. She's 2 hours different. So she may call you at 7 o'clock, which would be 9 o'clock your time, or 10 o'clock as soon as you're off this broadcast. So take advantage of the help. I don't want to see you fail. And I'm opening up every resource possible for you not to have an excuse to fail. Because as of February 1st, this broadcast will not be on at 9 o'clock at night. And now all the time that I've kept you in this nest, I'm going to need you to fly on your own and not be a disappointment to yourself. And how are we going to do that? We're going to have weekly check-ins. Some of y'all have already told me as soon as February comes, when I come back from Soul Detox in North and South Carolina, you already said I'm registering. I'm doing 2 days a month. And I'm going to get my defining moments, and I'm going to get healing and prayer and deliverance as I go ahead and expose my innermost stuff so that I could be the best version of me that I could be on this earth. So I've laid it out there, and I mean, it's been free. I'm offering additional people's time for free. I've been giving away books and journals for free. I don't know what else I may need to do. So at this point, my boundaries are drawn, and I need you now to draw yours. And tell yourself that I'm going to commit to not only the rest of these days, but I'm going to do the best that I can to my assignments. And where I feel stuck, confused, or scared, I will not allow it to keep me hostage. I will pursue the help that's been laid out for me so that I cannot take this into the rest of the year or into 2020, that I am going to be the best version of me that I can. Thank you, Ebony. She's putting up the phone numbers. And I'm done for tonight. I'll send out the email as soon as we're done. Thank you, Tamara Pratt. She's a new subscriber. Thank you very much, Beverly Baker. I thank you all so much for coming on here tonight. God bless you. I don't see any questions up, and everybody looks like they're doing okay. Let me check my YouTubers. I can list my critical choices more than my defining moments. And you may just need to talk that out. I think once you talk about your critical choices, you're going to realize that they may be pretty much connected to your defining moments. And we can help you with that. So email us and ask for an appointment time. And one of us will get back to you if it's pretty deep. It may be me that call you back. But if it's something where my assistants can help, please let them help. Best version of me. Well, God bless you. I love you all. Thank you. Mr. Howard, could you come for one moment? I'm going to see if I can find that brown bag. Do you see the brown bag with the the names in it. Even though I caught 2-4 last night, I don't want to leave them. Is it over there? Ah, thank you, sir. All right, do you want to pick a name or you don't want to be responsible?
Sure, why not?
All right. There you go. Let's go. Who's the winner tonight?
How many you want me to pick?
Just one.
Ebony Edward.
No way. Well, how did that happen? She must have put her name in twice because she won last night. We'll draw another one.
Uh-oh.
121.19. Ebony, your name is hot. Unless that wasn't you last night.
What's that?
That is E. Sylvia Rose Jackson. E. Sylvia Rose Jackson. You are the winner tonight. We were in a conversation on today. That's right, baby. We were in a conversation today, guys. E. Sylvia Rose sent me in her version of the jingle. So I'm going to play it tomorrow night. I was trying to upload it tonight to play, but I could not get it off of Facebook Messenger. So I'll work on that tomorrow and have this up. And I hope that y'all, you know, we can't sing, but we're becoming a part of the process. And we're laughter is good for the soul, and encouragement is good for all of us. So she did her own jingle, and I'm going to upload it tomorrow and play it. And I hope y'all do. And I hope throughout the year that you people send me in some videos of your version of the jingle. You never know what you may win. You may win, you know, if you're out of state, you may win a ticket up here to one of our live events. You may win a ticket to the retreat that I'm planning on this year. You may win, you know, some sessions, a package, which I consider 6 sessions. You may win some sessions of some free life coaching. You never know what you can do for Soul Detox that will cause Soul Detox to do for you. So send in your jingles, send in your videos, take pictures, selfies in your shirt. Let's keep it alive and active and forever moving and growing, because we are a living organism. So God bless you all. Thank you so much for hearing me out tonight. I love you in the love of the Lord. Let's go ahead and make our declaration and our affirmation of prophecy over our lives. 3, 2, 1. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Facebook, check out my video. Tell me if y'all like it. Tag it. Periscope, I can't figure out how to get it up there to y'all, but I will. I want y'all to see my video that I made. And I'm trying to figure it out. But it doesn't look like I'm going to get it up there. But I'll have it up. Just hang with me, baby. I'm going to make it happen. You can believe. God bless you all. Have a wonderful night. I took a photo of my journal. 1. Send it, send it, send it. I want to see it. Thank you so much, YouTubers. I love you so much. God bless you all, delegates. And Periscope, thank you. It's nice. I saw the video. Thank you. Make comments. Subscribe. Let's keep it hot and active in this place. Y'all know me. Got it via YouTube. It was nice. Awesome. Thank you. Well, God bless you all.